wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Hold it ready.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Back to 60. 79 Broncos.
Hurts. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go option to the short side. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I'd get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, or probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
Being chased out left. And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the first down and then slides to the ground. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Go, 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 go. Hey.
And now Murray's going to set up to throw. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray. Caught by Wilson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice job there, forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Murray. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself, thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Robinson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. James Robinson, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they come into this one with an 0-8 record. The playoffs obviously out the window weeks ago. For now, their season boils down really to one question. How do we come up with that first win?
It's a great question, and I do think that they'll get it because they've been close a few times. But in order to get it done, morale has to stay high, so a lot of that goes on the coaching staff. You know, easy to coach when you're 7-1. That's a piece of cake. But with their record...
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And the Jets Jets are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They push it back 8 yards that time on second down.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
The Jets on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and a mile. He finds Corey Davis. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Murray sets to throw on 4th. Open man is Ayuk, complete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Murray going to take off with it. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that come.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of him, being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly
He's
didn't work.
lost.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Let's go now.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Returning it is Moore. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Jets will take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already...
He's got a man complete. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 65 yards.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Robinson going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over to Chalk.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Ooh.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Kyler Murray with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Hurts. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
But such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And it doesn't matter who carries it, apparently, as they'll drop him behind the line as well. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll come out in the pistol. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Kyler Murray on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets continue to pull away here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in.
This is intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it.
And the Texans are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
Throwing is Hurts. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Hurts. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Texans get a bit closer.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Here's Anthony McFarland to return from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Williams. Only able to work it to the 20 after the nice broken tackle. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. They go play action with Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Cut 19! Cut 19! 19 right!
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On play action, it's Murray. And that will be incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
On 4th down, here's the option.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Kyler Murray, 71 yards.
And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call, so they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go now.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
Mustang 19. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger.
Here's Hurts to throw. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Hey. Hey.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in the dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
A very solid gain of 27.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
It'll be Murray on the keeper.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Kyler Murray keeping it himself from 5 yards out.
And the Jets are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Jets are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Come on.
Throwing now is Murray.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And this is taken in at the 5. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 52 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Murray going to throw.
Taking in left side, it's Wilson.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Go.
Murray now to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin from 6 yards away.
And the Jets are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Play action. Here's Hurts. He's got Jordan complete right side.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by DJ Reed.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Come on.
Here's Murray. And his throw here's incomplete.
But at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were on earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. Now Murray off play action. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one, you're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again. So another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4.
18, pioneer. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And, boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Trap 50, trap 50.
Hurts.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Swim.
Murray's going to look to throw this thing.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you can always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
That's one.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled.
They begin the drive with Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll set up to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught at the 20.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Jets, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's another week, another loss as they fall now to 0-9. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.